Good afternoon, everyone. This is Crypto Jarhead here. So this is gonna be my first video on the Halo platform. I've been talking about it for a little while. Said I owed you guys a video. Life is hectic. That's all I can say. Got a whole lot of different irons and a whole lot of different fires on top of daddy duty, which has increased exponentially. um, but I did want to go ahead and get some information out here on the Halo platform itself. So I'm just going to be going over the white paper. This is the updated version of the white paper, version 3.1, I think. Yes. So they have updated quite a bit since they first set out. They've made a lot of progress on their roadmap. I've been watching these guys for a few months now, and I do like the team behind it. And they, like I said, they're working very hard. So let's go over a few of the things in the white paper that I like, and a couple of things that are, quite frankly, a little concerning. And the reason why we can't really at WPI give this a full 100% endorsement. This is a great company. They're good, but we do have some concerns. So when you look at their white paper, they do have everything organized, which I do like. You can click on it to go straight to whatever you want. It's got an introduction on exactly what it is. It's its own blockchain. And they're trying to do all kinds of different stuff, which is really, really cool from a technological standpoint. I'm kind of a geek when it comes to technology, so I do dig a lot of the stuff that they're trying to do. Now, we get to the masternode system, which is the meat and potatoes of why I really like it. So they do have a masternode system. You can buy and maintain your very own masternode, or you can share it with some friends. So I will say that the entry cost to getting a masternode is a little bit high. There's different tiers of masternodes. But it is, if you just wanted to buy your very own top tier masternode, it's going to cost you a little bit of money here, a couple $1,000. But what you get in return for that is pretty cool. I mean, you are supporting these guys who are working hard. They're always coming out with new stuff, new concepts, new games, new everything. So it does support that. It helps the whole platform run, as well as obviously giving you a return on your investment. So I'm a big fan of passive income. So is everyone else at WPI. That's what we like, is things that we can put our money into that are going to slowly make more money for us, with the ultimate goal of generating a stable income from cryptocurrency from multiple different platforms, right? That's the general goal. That's our general what we look for in WPI, to put our own money into stuff. Now, everyone's investment strategy is a little bit different, and we are definitely not financial advisors, but this is the kind of stuff that we do that's been working out for us pretty well. So, as I said, it does, and I'm not going to read this thing word for word because you can download the white paper for yourself and dig into what stands out to you, what you like. And I highly recommend you do so, especially if you're considering investing in this. But they have different tiers, tier 1, 2, 3, and 4. And they all have different reward structures. They have, different numbers of total nodes available. So it's really, if you can't afford a whole lot, you'd probably be looking at the tier 1 master nodes. If you can afford a little bit more, tier 2, and so on and so forth. It's all about what you can afford. Because I will say this about the Halo system. I'm looking at this thing long term. This is definitely not a quick buy it, flip it kind of a thing, which there are opportunities like that we look at. That's what our 100x guy, Sean, that's what he does. That's what he looks at. That's what he loves to do. So this is not one of those things. This is something that I'm looking at, investing into and reinvesting into for a couple of years before I start selling my Halo rewards. So with that being said, that's a whole lot of trust in the crypto space because, a week is like 2 months in crypto. We know this. So this is looking far ahead in the future and only investing what I can comfortably lose right now. So if it does go sideways, I'm not screwed. But what I'm looking at is the tier 4, currently I don't have the funds to buy my own, but I'm slowly but surely buying a little bit of Halo here and there and working my way up to it. The way that it works is every 4 minutes, block rewards are distributed to the nodes, and they mint 30,400 Halo every 4 minutes for distribution. And the way that breaks down is the vast majority of that goes to the tier 4 master nodes. A little bit less goes tier 3, so on and so forth. And there's only 500 of the tier 4 master nodes available versus the 5,000 of tier 1. So if you get a tier 1, you're only getting 4,000 Halo every 4 minutes sent to all the master nodes, and it's split up to 5,000 different ways. So, you could be looking at getting 3/4 of a Halo every 4 minutes, which ain't bad because it's always working. So this is while you are at work, while you are sleeping, while you're playing with your kids, while you're doing whatever, you're still getting that small little decent chunk of a return. And that is absolutely worst case scenario. You can check on their website to see how many nodes are active and what you would do. For example, if there's only 100, if you buy a tier 4 master node and there's only 100 total nodes, that means each node is getting, each node would be receiving, 120 Halo as a reward every 4 minutes. So that's how you would work that out. And as time goes on, there will be more nodes that are being bought and established. So it is definitely helpful to get in earlier rather than later. But don't feel pressured. If you can't afford it, you can't afford it. Just save up, buy a little bit here, a little bit there until you can afford one. And if you know a few people that want to go in on it, people that you trust, you can share a node. So I think that's really cool. That's an option. So I'm pretty excited about the nodes. That's personally what I'm looking at the most as far as an investment strategy. Now, the Halo platform has a few key features. One that I really like is no transaction fees. So the games that you play on their network, one issue I have with Ethereum games is every time you take a move, every time you do an action, it costs you a little bit of money. I mean, not much. We're talking, probably half a cent or something like that. But if you're playing this game a lot, you're spending a lot of money to play this game. That is not an issue on the Halo network because everything is free for the user to use. And you only pay for what you want on the development side. So that's pretty cool. Their network speed is very, very, very fucking fast. Excuse the language, but it is really, really quick, and it's safe and secure. So that's always a very important thing to take note is what kind of security features do they have to make sure that while you're doing a transaction, you're not getting your account information stolen. Now, with that being said, nothing is foolproof, and if you give away access to your account through some kind of trickery or shenaniganery, they can't do anything to stop you from giving someone else control of your account. So it is on you to protect your keys, just like it is on you to protect your account keys for MetaMask or Exodus or MyEther or whatever. So keep that in mind. Nothing is 100% safe, but the Halo platform is pretty darn safe. They have business tools that you can use as a consumer, as a developer, as a business guy, whatever. So they're looking at adding, they haven't quite added it yet, but they're, a portfolio tracker for you so you can track your investments, what you bought it for, what you sold it, what's your profit, all this, that, and the other, all the other good things about having a portfolio. And if you're doing any kind of investment, you definitely want to invest in some kind of a Portfolio tracking means something, and it's up to you which one you like. But you definitely don't just want to try and remember everything. Like, oh, okay, well, I remember I bought Go Chain for a penny, and I'm looking to sell it around 20 cents. That might work if that's the only investment you do, but if you're diversifying as you should be, things can get pretty hectic. So we're also going to be offering a debit card in the future, which will work pretty much like the Shift cards and what's that other one? The Revolut, and I think even Coinbase is coming out with the card. I'd have to double check that though. But that's pretty convenient. You can just you don't even have to cash your crypto out. You can just slide your card, and it will deduct the appropriate amount of Halo, or Ethereum, or whatever. So that's pretty cool. They do have their own marketplace, so you can buy and sell other cryptos. They have services that you can pop up, and you can accept Halo as a payment or any other currency on their market. They've got their own dashboard, which you have a couple of different options. You can either download the client and run it on your own. Unfortunately, you can't do that on the phone. You can do 95% of everything that you want to do in crypto on a phone. This just happens to not be one of those things, which is unfortunate. I did recently buy myself a computer, so I have downloaded all this stuff. But I can't really get OBS streaming to work. And it may just be because I have a cheap computer that's mainly for doing research and school and not so much cryptocurrency. So I may have to just upgrade the hardware a little bit before I can get that working. I don't know. I'll be putting in a call with some of the other YouTube streamers who use it to get some hints and tips, because I can't figure this thing out. But you can download it and run it as its own client, or they have the Featherlight extension that you can just add to Chrome, so you don't have to download and install anything. It just runs off of your browser. That's what I've been using. It works pretty well. There are a couple of nitpicky things that I would like to see on that, but that's going to be true for almost anything. And then it goes into the portfolio, which I already covered. Wallet integrations, there's multiple wallets that are available on that Featherlight extension. There's a really good community sprung up around Halo, mainly in Discord, that you can go check out and talk to people, and there's all kinds of different people. Let's see here. They've got smart backups, which are good. Now it's no replacement for writing everything down and throwing it in a safe, for instance. But it is nice that they have backups available on the server side. Let's see, they got tools, digital currency. They give you the ability to transfer crypto into fiat through ACH and Swift. So you'd have to link up your bank account. But that is on the horizon for everything. They do have a chat module that you can do for messaging with other people. So that's pretty slick. They're working on video chat, anti-spam, all kinds of different stuff. They go into their exchanges, exactly what they're going for, which is ease of use. Basically, if you want to boil it down, is ease of use is a big ticket item for their exchange. So it is a little bit different from some other exchanges, but not too much, and it's pretty easy to pick up and go. They have a lot of technical specs here for all of you nerds. Nerds, which I'm one of those, so I don't mean that. I don't mean that derogatory at all. And if that offends you, feel free to leave a comment and let me know. So down here is the estimated allocation, which they say estimated, but it's pretty accurate. They just can't give a specific number for obvious reasons. So they generated 1 million Halo coins during the ICO, and ever since then they have been minting more, and they did an 800-to-1 split because the original cost for one Halo coin was $10. And so that's a huge barrier to entry for a lot of folks. People want to buy cheap crypto. They want to buy a lot of it. They just don't want to spend 10 grand to get 1,000 halos. Uh, so they've already done that fork. And here the updated circulating supply is in 2 years. They're approximating 8 billion. And in 5 years, they're approximating 16 billion. And after 20 years, they're approximating 32 billion. So for those of you that are good with numbers, the minting supply will slow down over time. So it's not going to be a steady, all the time, gradual rate. It will slow down as time goes on. But the idea is that in that time, it'll be worth, one halo will be worth a lot more than it is now. So, excuse me, guys, I'm still getting over this little cold thing. So the effect won't be felt too much on your wallet there. So they have a few different ways to generate revenue and growth. There are some transactions on the Halo platform that will have a fee. Now, from talking to developers, most of that is on the development end. So what they do is they allow third-party developers to generate stuff on the Halo platform. And if you want certain tools to make that easier for you, you can pay for those services via fees. Also, the marketplace does have a flat fee to use. That's buying and selling. The Masternode distribution does have a fee on there because you have a couple different options when you're setting up your Masternode. You can run everything manually yourself, or you can let the network run it for you for a small fee. So it depends on how much time you have that you want to dedicate to actively running your node versus just basically putting it on autopilot and checking in on it, once a day or once a week or whatever schedule works for you to make sure everything's on the up and up, everything's going good, and let the network handle 99.99% of the work. To me, that's the option I'm going to choose because, let's face it, I don't have time to sit in front of the computer and process transactions, and I also don't have a computer that's good enough to run that for me. There is one note on here. The Halo token does not utilize proof of work, and so therefore it is not mineable. So you have to buy, which is okay. I know a lot of people like to do mining, not so much right now, but perhaps in the future once it's profitable again. This is not one of those projects. They have dApp stores that you can utilize and lots of other features. Oh, man. So here are some of their features that they have. Down here is their roadmap. So you can see all of this has been met already. What they are working on right now is this stuff in here, and they're making really, really good progress on it. Current competition, there's no current competitor that does what we are doing. Now, the reason I say that is also one of the concerns that we have at WPI is this is a very, very ambitious project from the developers here. What we mean by that is they're trying to do a little bit of everything, which is great. I love that concept, but it's a shit ton of work. It's a lot of work, and these guys are working hard, so they do have that going for them. Like I said before, they are making constant progress on it, on the platform, doing this, that, and the other, all kinds of different stuff. So they're looking to be not only a jack of all trades, but the master of all trades. And that's a big distinction to make, is they're trying to be the best at everything that they offer, and they're trying to offer everything. So it's a lot of work. With that being said, they have a huge development team that is constantly working And I have a lot of faith in these guys that they can accomplish at least 70% of what they're looking to get to. I do believe that they will eventually accomplish everything that they want to accomplish, but just trying to be pragmatic and looking at it without a bias here, I'm thinking they can accomplish about 70% of what they can accomplish. And if they can do that, then this will be a very valuable token. Now, with so many in the supply...
And his name is John C.
Sorry, buddy. Yes, YouTubers call each other and talk to each other, especially me and Medic. Anyway, where was I? Okay, so with such a large supply, I don't see this being, multiple thousands of dollars per Halo. It's not necessarily out of the question, but I do foresee this, staying in a reasonable, dollar value. I'm not gonna throw one out there because I'd be completely pulling a number out of my ass. Nobody knows. But my point is that I do see this lasting a long time. At least a good 10 years or so. And I'm looking to get into this now, and I'm looking to set up, spend the next couple of years setting up master nodes so that I can continue to receive rewards and have a steady supply of these things coming in. That is my goal. That's what I'm excited about, as well as all the opportunities that are available on the Halo blockchain. They're looking to do a whole lot of different stuff. And as a game developer myself, I'm looking at it a lot. I'm looking at their technology. I'm looking at their specs. I'm looking at what, selfishly, what can I get out of the Halo blockchain, which is quite a bit. I think maybe not so much in the next couple of months, but within the next couple of years, I do see a lot of opportunities for gaming on this chain. And there's a lot of opportunities for a lot of other stuff. But I'm a video game nerd. I love games. I like making games. So that's what I'm looking at when I'm looking at what I can get out of this blockchain, as well as the investment aspect of it. So the official WPI verdict is, we're not 100% endorsing this because we do have some concerns with just the entire scope of the project. It's a massive project. But with that being said, this could be a very, very big platform to be a part of a few years down the road. So a little bit of speculative investing right now may not be the worst thing that you can do. If you'll give me 1 second, let me pull up Sean's notes on this platform to make sure I haven't forgotten anything, because we've been looking at this for a few months and life tends to get in the way. Okay, so this is the 5 concerns that we at WPI do have on it. So it wouldn't be fair if I held this back. Keep in mind this is a couple of months old, and there have been a couple of answers to a couple of parts of these. So the first is, when is the marketing? Because we still haven't seen marketing for this platform yet. I do know that they have a plan to begin marketing soon. I just don't know when or how heavily they will be marketing. That's information that is on the developers. So there is that. Next, when are they going to show what they've already completed? Well, you can see what they have, got the check mark to complete next to. You go on their website, you can find most of that already on their website. And you can interact with it. Now, the next thing is, when are they getting on external exchanges? I don't know the answer to that. I'm sure that they're planning on it, but that is a key part to increasing the volume that is being traded. It's obviously better for the investors if they have multiple places that they can sell, to try and take advantage of getting a higher price on a different exchange. But that is something that we don't know. What are they increasing the circulating supply? That is laid out. They're minting the 30,000 400 every 4 minutes. And they've already done the 800 to 1 split that we were talking about previous to this. Because this was done back when the tokens were up at their ICO price of $10 a token. So then how are they making money in the future if they're not selling lock tokens back? That's explained partly in their fee structure, but also the Arch node that they have for themselves generates some Halo for them to sell constantly, which does give them a continual supply of money to those that are buying in and investing. Let's see, where were we? Do they plan to upgrade their site and DEX in the near future so people will be interested? Yes, they do plan on it, and they've actually already taken some of those steps towards increasing. Because when we were looking at this a couple months ago, the DEX marketplace that they had was a lot more basic. They've added a lot more stuff to it since then. So they are constantly upgrading, but these are valid concerns, and why we can't 100% fully endorse this project. I still like it for long-term speculative investing for myself, and I'm also very interested in what the technology can accomplish as far as gaming goes. And so he wanted to repeat that, we don't think it's a scam at all, but they do have a lot of competitors, not necessarily in the scope of their project. I don't know of a whole lot of other teams that want to do everything that they want to do. I only know of one, and honestly, it's a team of about 5 different guys. So no, it's not going to work. Not compared to the huge team that they have over at Halo. But what he is talking about is each specific aspect of things that they want to do is currently being covered by other projects that are focused only on that.
And his name is John C.
May not be the best particular, portfolio. There may be better portfolio apps trackers out there than what is on the Halo platform. There may be better gaming blockchains and structures out there than the Halo platform, because they are only focused on that. So that's the main concern. Is not, when he says there's a lot of competition, it's not that there's a whole bunch of other platforms that want to do everything that Halo does. It's just that, Halo's a huge concept. They want to do a little bit of everything. And unfortunately, the people that they're going to be competing with in each particular sector are focused only on that. So there is a good chance that it won't be the best option for X, Y, Z, whatever. But it is currently the only project that has all of those options in one place, and the team to do at least a decent job at that thing, whatever that thing is. So again, those are some of our concerns. And it wouldn't be fair if I held that back and only gave the positives, So there are a few negative aspects, but that goes with just about any company. There's going to be some negative aspects, some cons, if you're trying to do a fair, unbiased review on it. So anyway, this is my first video on Halo. Obviously, there's a lot of ground to cover. I just wanted to do a quick reference overview type video, and it's already a half an hour video. So I do plan in the future to look a little closer at each particular thing. Like, I want to do a whole video on nothing but the master nodes, fully breaking down the math for people, what they can expect, some possible strategies, this, that, and the other. I want to do a full video on their gaming department, what's offered in this blockchain, what are the possibilities. I want to do a full thing on the business side, the marketplace, and there's a lot of stuff to go over on the Halo platform. But I've been talking about it, kind of hinting at it for a while. Finally had about an hour or so to actually make a video on it, at least a quick overview. quick being quite subjective. So this is in essence the Halo platform. It's a little bit of everything, and I think it's gonna be around for a long time. I'm planning on investing a decent amount into it, but again, nothing that I can't afford to lose. So if you're interested in more, feel free to leave a comment below. Head to their website, haloplatform.tech, I believe. One second. Yeah, it's haloplatform.tech. This is their mobile version of the website, and it goes through a few different features. And if you click on the resources tab, there is all kinds of different stuff. They've got media rooms with different videos they put out. They've got blogs, roadmaps, white papers, wikis, all kinds of different stuff for you to look at for yourself. And I highly recommend, if you're interested in this, go to the website, check it out. I will have a link to their website in the description below. But if there's something that you're a little interested in, or maybe don't have the time to fully check it out for yourself, let me know in a comment below as well. Maybe I'll do a video specifically on that aspect of the Halo platform for my next video on this platform. But that's all I've got for now. I'm not sure how much longer the kids are going to be asleep, and I would like to sit down and relax a little bit before that happens. So that'll wrap this video up, and I'll talk to you guys later. Jarhead out.